Nivorage presents Affliction Warlock, Warlords of Draenor Season 1. If you feel you have enough experience in a certain section in this video, please feel free to use the menus above to move to a different position in the video. Primal Combatant's Hood of Prowess is best in slot at the moment, considering crit and mastery is better matchup than crit and multi-strike. I currently use the Fell Weave set bonuses because are the only set that actually has a set bonus at the moment. The other set currently does not have, although you do get a lot more mastery from that set. But after careful investigation, I feel that a hybrid between haste and mastery is a much better setup. So that is why I use the Primal Combatants, Fell Weave Handguards, Fell Weave Trousers, Fell Weave Mice, and Fail Weave Ramen. I'm not going to bother talking about every single piece here because it's quite common sense and you can just copy them from the video. The only piece that I am going to mention in detail is the on-proc trinket. It is not the best in slot by any means, but currently there is nothing better to put in that slot, so that is why I'm still using the on-proc trinket. Hopefully when the arena season kicks off there'll be something better on that slot. Moving on to the weapon, there is two weapons, there's the energy staff and the battle staff. The battle staff is good if you're playing demonology. Not playing demonology, so I'm using the energy staff. And the energy staff is just so much stronger. You've got so much crit, so much mastery, so much spell power. In row 1 of your talents, you have Dark Regeneration, Soul Leech and Harvest Life. As an Affliction Warlock, the only two options here are Dark Regeneration and Soul Leech. Drain Harvest Life and Drain Life, not really good for Affliction. I personally run with Dark Regeneration. Soul Leech is more of a PvE spec, but it's entirely up to you between Dark Regeneration and Soul Leech. On row 2 of your talents, you have Howl of Terror, Mortal Coil, and Shadow Fury. They are all completely viable depending on your playstyle. I personally run with Howl of Terror. The reason I run with Howl of Terror is because every time you take damage, you remove 1 second off its cooldown. In effect, if you're being focused as a Warlock, which is the majority of the time when you're playing with a rogue or a boomy like myself, you're getting focused, you're getting hit, so you can actually bring Howl of Terror cooldown below Shadow Fury's cooldown, and that's what makes it so much stronger. On row 3 of your talents, you have Soul Link, Sacrificial Pack, and Dark Bargain. This is your main survivability tier. With the spec that I'm running and I'm demonstrating here, you are actually breaking all the rules of Affliction. For a start, you are dropping your Grimoire of Supremacy, and that means you are not having a demon. This is where the spec sort of comes into its own. But a lot of people are going to see this video now and go, that makes no sense, it's so stupid. But please, wait till the end, or skip to the end of the video where I have the demonstration in the arena, and you can see how much more effective this actually is. I personally have to run with Dark Bargain here. On very rare occasions I run with Soul Link, believe it or not. When I'm against a Druid healer in particular, I keep Soul Link, because I'm not going to sacrifice my pet until we have a kill target. When we have a kill target, I sacrifice the pet, removing Soul Link, but I'm getting my 20% damage increase. Fourth tier of talents, you have Blood Horror, Burning Rush, and Unbound Rhythm. When you've got melee targets attacking you, you should always run with Blood Horror. It's a nice, easy getaway. Gives you a few seconds breathing, you can teleport with your gateway, you can use your portal or whatever, just to get some distance, and it's a huge boost of survivability. When you don't have a melee target, the standard idea was to run Unbound Whip, but with the changes that came in Warlords of Draenor and the health reduction, I feel that 20% of your total health is a huge amount to just throw away. You can't use it when you're in a high pressure situation because your healer will be able to help you back up. So I've actually been toying around and it's actually worked quite successfully, and that's with Burning Rush. You can actually use it as a form of trinket. Because you're taking damage, if you're about to be polymorphed, you pop Burning Rush, you're moving about, you take damage, boom, breaks polymorph. It's very situational, but I find it's very useful. So it takes a little practice, but you can get there. So in this tier, I'd say Blood Horror or Burning Rush. In your 5th tier, you have Grimoire of Supremacy, Grimace of Service, and Grimoire of Sacrifice. This is where the spec really becomes very unique, and it breaks every rule that Affliction stands for. As Affliction, you always have to run with Grimoire of Supremacy because your Shavira or Observer is such a huge part. The way I have countered this is by taking Grimo's Sacrifice, and I sacrifice my Fellhound. Fellhound has a interrupt, which, as you can see on my top bar, which is right next to my Summon Demon, I have 3 macros, and that is Arena 1 through to 3, and that is using Command Demon, which is the byproduct of using Grimo of Sacrifice. This is going to allow me to use my interrupt same as my Observer would. It's highly effective, and it allows me to do a lot of damage. I can even kill healers as Affliction, which was never before possible. So in this tier, you have to go Grimo of Sacrifice. On your 6th tier, you have Achemon's Darkness, Kil'jaeden's Cunning, and Malmoreth's Fury. As Affliction, it's quite simple. Your only option is Achemon's Darkness, so that you get 2 Dark Soul charges. On your final tier of talents, you have Soulburn Horn, Cataclysm, and Demonomic Servitude. In Arena, you want to run Soulburn Horn, and in the upcoming clip, you will see why, and I'll explain why it is so effective when doing 2v2 and 3v3 Arena. In this example, you'll see that I will cast Soulburn and use Horn to get the 20% periodic damage increase for my dots, as well as with my Grimo of Sacrifice, I'm getting my 20% damage towards my Horn and my Drain Soul. In the example, you'll see the dots are ticking a lot faster because of the Haste / Mastery hybrid build, and with both 20% on Drain Soul and Horn, and on the periodic dot damage from Agony, Unstable Affliction, and Corruption, the damage is now much more superior to the old Affliction style. I hope you enjoyed the guide. There will be a part 2 following more advanced features such as macros. In the meantime, here is a arena example with my partner Zaharia. We will see how effective Affliction is within a 2v2 setting, and in the future videos the 3v3.